Imagine as a parent giving your child a gift they'll never forget, an intimate story highlighting the last 21 years of their life as told through your own narrative. Well, joining us now is Harvey Beck, the founder and CEO of LifeTales, and Connie Burke, a young mom, who are both here to tell us about a new app called Child Journals. So welcome to What She Said.
Thank you for having us.
You.
Now, Harvey, tell us how this is different from the traditional photo album.
Well, first of all, the app, which is LifeTales, is it's a private environment that does enable you to share with others. So first of all, there's easy, selective, and private and safe sharing. But in addition, what you have in a photo album is a whole bunch of pictures and no context, no narrative. So a little story. My wife, who's a lot smarter than I am, kept a journal for our kids for many years, but we forgot to tell them about it. So they're now in their 20s, and I said to my 21-year-old in the summertime, "Did you know that Mom actually kept a journal for you?" And he said, with shock, "Why didn't you ever tell me?" I don't know. We kind of forgot. And he started to look at it, and I said, "What do you think?" And he looked at me quizzically. And I said, "No, seriously, what do you think?" And he went back to reading. And finally he looked up with the scorn that only a 21-year-old boy can have and said, "This is incredible. It's a 15 out of 10. Like, why would you even ask? Of course, everybody would know. This is unbelievable." So, and what he was reading, because we had terabytes of video and pictures, and we'd shared them with the kids. And now for the first time, he's reading the story that my wife wrote 20 years ago when he was a baby. So it was at the time. Now, my wife happens to be a touch typist and had the time to do that, and it was great, but that's generally achingly difficult for most people.
Right.
So what we've done is we've also enabled you not only to organize all of the memorabilia of youth, as you might in a photo album, but also provide the narrative. Give the story behind what happened in the pictures. Give the story that never got captured in the pictures. Give your commentary on a report card. Invite your teacher to tell a story. I mean, there's so many other things that you could do that adds color to your history.
So is it a written commentary, or would you be talking over a picture?
Total flexibility. You could write if that's your preference, and you could do it either on mobile or desktop. You could do an audio voiceover on a picture if you want. Or what many of our members are doing is they're doing video selfies, and they're starting off realizing they're only talking to their future child, so they don't have to do up their hair.
There's no pressure.
There's no pressure. It's not as though it's going on.
Obviously, you haven't met my daughters.
But I'm trying to think, 20 years of that, the thing might be 6 hours long.
Right. So you would you could potentially do a whole range of things, from editing it down if you want, or you could binge watch.
Let them binge watch.
Let them binge watch.
Okay,
This
because
is
that's what our son was
fascinating.
doing. Is he was reading through his journal. He was he rarely will read a book. He was reading this book.
I think it's brilliant, too.
Yeah, it's great. So just to sort this out, LifeTales Basic is a free app.
Correct.
A free app. And then you found this app, and then the add-on, which is Child Journals.
Exactly.
So how does that work?
So yeah, it's the exact same thing, but you can set reminders. So like I have a daily reminder to go in and sort through my photos, and then I can choose, because I have 2 kids, so I have thousands of photos.
Oh, yes, and the second one never gets as many photos as the first, right?
And the photos just sort of sit there, and I might have 10 versions of one photo, but now I can go through and sort of select the ones that are important and put them into one story, and then I can give my narrative about what was going on that week. Like, you were a real pain in the butt because you were teething, and you were a monster, and I was exhausted, and Dad was exhausted, but here are the cute photos of you from that week.
Well, you're a mom. You have 2 kids, so you're busy. I know
exactly.
you're busy. So how easy is this to use?
It's simple.
Because I know
as
somebody
anything.
at home is thinking, oh my God, I've got 3
More
kids.
time.
Like,
Yeah.
that's another job.
But for me, it relieved my anxiety, because I had so much anxiety about having thousands of photos on the Google Photos, and I had some on Instagram and Snapchat and Facebook, and nothing was really contained and like in
So
one
did you
simple
get into
place.
a routine, like
100%.
fast the thing, and you could do it quickly. You could do this and that and the other thing.
Yeah,
and then,
well, that's the best part is the reminder that you can set for yourself. So you could set it every day at 6:30. So I know that that's sort of like my calm time, or you could set it once a week on Sundays. I think most people set it for Sunday, right?
Sunday night.
Yeah, Sunday night.
Take a deep breath.
And then you just go in and you say, oh my God, I've taken 100 photos this week, which I usually do. And then I can take this sort of 10 best ones for my daughter and 10 best ones for my son and organize them.
So let's say we've done 20 years. Then how do you give it to them in a...
Well, that's a great question. So, having now taken 20 years of pictures and video for my kids and having it stored on my hard drive somewhere, the technology has changed, I'd say, substantially, at least 4 or 5 times over that period. And I've had to religiously update the technology all of the time. So if you're asking me what will happen in 20 years, the technology will probably have been updated several times, and we may be showing it holographically. So it's a little hard to say how it'll be delivered, but we're going to be continuing to develop all of this to make it really easy and a pleasure for your child or anyone else to view.
It's interesting. It's because, like you go along and you say, oh, I've had a great idea. I should do something. And then somebody's already done it. Tell you what, my children are 24 and 22. I gave them an email address, or I made up an email address when they were born, and send them emails. And now they have the password to that email. But I didn't keep it up. I didn't it's very sporadic. But there's lots of pictures and things in there. But yes, I was worried about losing them, forgetting the password to the site, all that kind of stuff. So this keeps everything contained, and security when you're talking about your children's images is key.
I'm not really talking about that. I'm talking about how do you then present it to them at a certain point in time. If you wanted to make it on their 21st birthday, how do you do that? How can you take it out of that app and present it?
So that's actually a great question. So just to be clear, we launched Child Journals about 2 weeks ago. So we're more at the stage of helping parents create this. And we have a lot of things on the roadmap on how to further improve it and how to deliver it at the end. There's a whole range of things that our development team is focused on. We thought we wouldn't worry about what would happen in 20 years yet, and we'll instead worry more about how do we add value right now, like vaccination records and other structured data and growth charts, which are more relevant right now. How it gets presented, we'll have to see, and we'll be looking to our members to say, what would they like?
Yeah.
What could we develop?
My parents are in Prince Edward Island, though, so I can allow them to view all my stories, all my different stories, and it's in a nice, neat little boxes. So there's one story where it's Cairo discovered his love of music, and there's 3 different videos of him dancing and a couple sort of audio voiceovers of me talking about his favorite song. So I can send that directly to my parents and my husband, and my daughter can go on and take a look.
But could I send my accumulated life journal to someone if I wanted to?
You could. You would add them to the journal, and they'd be able to see the entire journal.
Yeah.
So it comes like a group.
Yep, and they would suddenly see everything that's there if you wanted.
Okay,
awesome.
But can you have a copy of it? Besides
as in downloading it to your hard drive? Is that what you mean? Yes. Yeah, we have a one-button download. The reason reason we added that actually is less about now I want to send it to somebody and more about people will wonder, who's LifeTales? How do I know you'll be around in 20 years? I want to have security, and I want to know that it's there.
Exactly.
So that's really, and it's a totally reasonable concern.
Exactly.
I want access to it. So we have a one-button download. You can download it to your hard drive anytime. LifeTales is free. Child Journals is an add-on, and it's roughly a cup of coffee a month. So you might have to cut back on Starbucks. That's $1.99 for a journal per month.
That's awesome. That's amazing. So how can people get it? Where can they go to learn more?
LifeTales.com.
LifeTales.com.
And they'll have all the information they need. Go to the Child Journals page. They'll learn about Child Journals, but you can download the app in the App Store, or you can run it in your browser on Android or on desktop.
Excellent. Well, Harvey and Connie, thank you so much for joining us today. This sounds great.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having us, guys.
Thank you.